Welcome to Cloverland Farm. In this episode, we are going to share our story regarding our farm, how we started our development and just our story on how the farm has been developed over time. We're going to be sharing everything here on our difficulties, our struggles, and our success. This was a farm that we bought originally around sometime last year in February, and it was actually like a virgin land where we decided to cultivate on this farm. And as you can see from the video, some of our guys are having fun in this virgin forest that we started opening. We just want to make life balance, people can still have fun while they're in the farm and still doing their job. The purpose of this video is to actually, start sharing our story, from what we've been doing and where we are going to. And every mistakes that we make along the way, we're going to be sharing that mistakes here with you. And every success as well. So our point is that we want to encourage other young, entrepreneurs to get into this activity. It's actually difficult. It's really difficult. So, and we're gonna be sharing to you what are the drawbacks and what are the things that you can envisage as a farmer, especially when you are living in the diaspora and you're running a farm. Okay. There are different methods in which you can actually use, to develop a virgin forest. Okay. Starting from the different approach that you want to use, based on your budget, based on the amount of money that you have. Okay. First of all, you can, actually use the mechanized method. The mechanized method is very expensive. You have to have all the equipment, like a tractor, in short, it's a little bit more expensive, and it's usually good for people that have like a huge amount of budget. So if you have this huge capital and you really want to, do this mechanized farming, it's actually the best, because you don't get to use a lot of labor to do your production or your development for your farm. And this method just envisages that you fell down all the trees, use whatever means, the mechanized means to cut down the trees, put everything down, and then, use the plower and all the machineries, to get the land ready, and then you start planting. Another method which, many people use, back in Cameroon is to actually, come to the land, do some clearing underneath the forest, and then fell little 1 or 2, 3 trees, and then demarcate an area in which you want to do your cultivation, and then put a fire on it. So a lot of people use this method because it's a little bit cheaper method. This method, you just burn the farm down, and after burning the farm down, you just wait for some time. When everything cools down, and then you just come and do some clearing, just remove all the debris, and then you just start planting. You can actually plow the line after that, and then you do some planting. And another method is the one that we actually use. It's a little bit kind of look like a primitive, but a little bit cheaper too as well. So in this method, what we did was to do some clearing underneath the forest, which we actually cut down the shrubs. We pay guys to cut down the shrubs, and then after cutting down the shrubs, then we do some little cleaning around the area, and then we just get our the suckers ready, get them ready to the farm, and then go into plantation, dig the holes. Our idea was to get in every hectare 1,600 plantains, but for some reasons it's kind of really hard to get that 1,600, because this is as I said, it's a virgin forest. So the virgin forest, we we're able to just get what we could get, because there are a lot of trees that are blocking our ways, and we cannot get, to that quantity of trees that we want to cut down before we do our planting. So after doing that, we the next stage is to do the planting. And immediately after we plant, we fare down the forest. Like, we just fare down the forest and we let it decompose. We let the forest decompose, and then the planting will pick up from there and then started growing. And then this method is actually really slow, and it takes a while, for the plantain to actually be recognizable. But let's say around 4 months, you will start seeing, like this one that you see on my screen here. These plantains were actually about 4 months old, and we are still monitoring them and hoping that they're going to do well. In some areas, after this method, we want to make sure that we still keep monitoring them. And if you can see, after about 3 months, we noticed that there was some insects, that are eating some of the leaves, and just making the plants look funny. So we had to spray it. There are certain chemicals that we use to spray the farm. We spray everything down, and then, as you can see, they are doing pretty well right now. We just envisage and to give you more and more responsive videos in the future. For this one, we just want to welcome you to our page, show you a little bit of what we have done. It's a little bit messy right now, but regardless of what it is right now, we're going to be showing you more and more in a more matured, more formal way what we have been doing. So these videos you see here was actually taken by some of our workers that were in the farm. And if you can see, some of the plantains are a little bit lower, smaller, or whatever it is, because they were not all planted at the same time. So when we started planting around May 2025. And these pictures were taken around September. So these videos were taken around September. And if you can see, they're actually doing pretty good. But as I said, most of them were not planted all at the same time. Some were planted in May, some were planted in June, some were planted in July, even August, and even up to September, we're still doing planting. So we don't expect all of them to be the same. And even we had to plant some, around October. We're just hoping that those ones are going to do well as well. But again, as I said, this video is just to introduce you to our channel and just give you an overview of what we're doing and our plans. So as we're saying, we have planned to do a lot of different things in this parcel of land that we got. It was actually about we got about 40 hectares of land that we want to actually plant. For the first season, as a start, we did 10 hectares. So we planted the plantain on 10 hectares, and we are monitoring that. And next year, we're probably going to do, at least we must have had some experience, because this was just a try and error. We're just, going to YouTube channels, a lot of YouTube channels, and learning from there, getting more experience and learning a lot of stuff from different YouTube channels, and bringing some ideas to practice in our own parcel of land. So as time goes on, we're going to be putting more other things, like we're going to be doing some chicken farm, we're going to be doing some goat farming, we're going to be doing some pig farming as well. But these are our long-term plans and goals, and we plan to do this as we go along. So as you can see, these are new areas that we cut down in around September. So we're going to still plant in these areas around September period. And again, the video doesn't really reflect what we are saying. We're just giving you our plans and our goals and what we're going to be doing. So as I said, this is an integrated farming. Cloverland Farms is an integrated farming, and our plan is to make sure that we have, all these things that we have said. Like, we are doing intercropping for cocoa. Our main goal is cocoa cocoa plantation. So we want to use all these 40 hectares of land to plant cocoa. But for the meantime, we're going to be using plantain as well. That's going to give us some revenue from the start while we are waiting for the cocoa to be ready in maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years or 5 years. And we'll start harvesting our cocoas. And then by that time, we must have destroyed at least, if not all of the plantains, and we'll just be left with the cocoa. So that's our plan for now, and we're going to be welcoming any comments that you have, any ideas that you have. And I mean, I've had so many videos in YouTube, people saying that cocoa farming is a slavery, it's a slavery crop. Cocoa farming is just a slavery crop. But again, I still think about it. It's like one of those crops that you can actually change your life if you actually do it on an industrial. That will be all for today. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all in my next video.